I'm 77 years old, and I finally understand why I kept repeating the same mistakes. Not the loud ones, not the kind people warn you about. The quiet ones, the ones that felt reasonable at the time. I'm sitting alone most mornings now. The house is quiet in a way that feels permanent. I notice the quiet more than I used to. It has weight to it. That's what age does. It slows everything down enough that you can hear what you spent years ignoring. I'm not telling this story to clear my conscience. I don't think that's possible anymore. I'm telling it because time has thinned out, and when that happens, the truth stops hiding. For most of my life, I thought my mistakes came from bad luck or bad timing. I blamed circumstances, other people, pressure, responsibility. It took me decades to see that the pattern wasn't outside me. It was me. In my 20s, I thought I was being careful. I had a steady job, I showed up on time, I paid my bills. I believed that doing what was expected of me would eventually lead to something that felt like peace. I wasn't reckless, that's important to say. I didn't drink too much, I didn't disappear, I didn't throw my life away. From the outside, my life looked sensible. I worked long hours because that's what adults did. I stayed quiet in arguments because I didn't want to make things worse. I postponed hard conversations because there was always tomorrow. That's how it started. Not with a single bad choice, but with delay. In my 30s, I was busy. Everyone is busy in their 30s. There were deadlines, promotions, children, repairs, plans. I told myself I was building something. I remember coming home late, loosening my tie in the kitchen, listening to the house settle. My wife would already be asleep. I told myself we'd talk on the weekend. Weekends filled up faster than I expected. Laundry, errands, family visits, fixing things around the house. By Sunday night, we were both tired again. I didn't ignore my marriage, I just kept putting it second. When problems came up, they were small enough to dismiss. A short answer, a missed dinner, a look that lingered too long. Nothing that felt like an emergency. That was the mistake. I thought mistakes announced themselves. I repeated this pattern everywhere. At work, I stayed in roles that felt safe instead of honest. With friends, I avoided saying what I really thought so I wouldn't rock anything. I told myself I was adaptable, easygoing, low maintenance. What I really was, looking back, was afraid of disruption. By my 40s, the distance had already formed. It wasn't dramatic, it was subtle. We still lived together, we still talked, but something had gone quiet. I noticed it most during dinner. We talked about schedules instead of feelings, about what needed to be done, not what hurt. I thought this was normal. I thought this was adulthood. Every time something felt off, I told myself it wasn't the right moment to deal with it. Work was stressful, the kids needed stability, money was tight. There would be time later. There was always later. The years passed like that. Not fast, not slow, just steady. I missed school events without meaning to. I postponed trips we talked about taking. I answered soon when now was required. I didn't realize I was practicing the same mistake over and over. Delay, avoidance, silence. In my 50s, I started feeling tired in a way sleep didn't fix. Not physically at first, internally. A heaviness I couldn't name. I changed jobs instead of asking harder questions. I focused on responsibilities because they gave me an excuse not to look inward. I told myself this was maturity. I see now that I confused endurance with wisdom. The turning point didn't arrive as a revelation. It came as a phone call. My wife got sick. Not suddenly, slowly. At first it was appointments, then medications, then days when she didn't have energy to talk. I sat beside her hospital bed and realized how many conversations we'd never had. Not arguments, conversations. There were things I had meant to say for years, apologies that felt awkward now, gratitude that came too late. She listened when I spoke. She always listened, but I could feel the weight of time pressing against us. When she died, it wasn't dramatic. It was quiet, almost gentle, and final in a way nothing else had ever been. After the funeral, people told me I was strong. I nodded because it seemed easier than correcting them. Strength had been my shield my whole life. But strength didn't save me from regret. It just kept me functioning long enough to feel it fully. That's when I understood something I wish I had known earlier. I didn't repeat my mistakes because I didn't know better. I repeated them because they were familiar. Silence was familiar. Delay was familiar. Staying busy was familiar. Change felt dangerous. Honesty felt risky. Presence felt uncomfortable. So I chose the known pain over the unknown one, again and again. There are things I can't fix now. Conversations that will never happen. Moments that only exist in memory, incomplete. I can't go back and show up differently. I can't prove that I finally understood. Time doesn't work that way. What I have left is awareness and the quiet responsibility of telling the truth while I still can. If you're listening to this and you're younger than me, I won't tell you what to do. I don't have the right. I'll only tell you what I learned the long way. Pay attention to the things you keep postponing, not because they're unimportant, but because they feel uncomfortable. That's where your life is actually happening. Notice who you keep assuming will still be there later. Time has a way of correcting that assumption without asking permission. Success won't warn you when it starts costing you something else. It doesn't announce the trade. You only notice when what's missing finally matters. I still have mornings. I still have memories. I still have gratitude. But I also have silence, and it speaks clearly now. At 77, I finally understand why I kept repeating the same mistakes. They didn't feel like mistakes at the time. They felt like survival. If this meant something to you, sit with it for a while. That's all. As for me, I take my time now. There isn't much left, but I don't rush it anymore.